allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome all. Do you have any additions or deletions?
Yes, I'm gonna add Dan Seeley for Northwest Fiber Optics. He has a short, we'll add him in,
Right after?
right after approval of the minutes.
Or-
He's gonna be quick. He's,
Okay.
what, 10 minutes, he said, 5,
Yeah,
not
so
even?
10 minutes, I've got some 4 things here, but
Okay.
I can get through it in 10 minutes.
All right. Anything else? What other business? You have the other item,
What other, oh, the truck,
the 50 per hour.
oh, I'm gonna do that under my update.
Okay. Alrighty. Everybody had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from the 9:15. Have a motion to approve those.
Make a motion to approve them.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright, motion passes. Mr. Seeley.
As your representative for to the fiber, Northwest Fiber Works. Got some more. This is an email that I got from one of the engineer who's, I guess, putting up all the fibers. And they were just looking for a place to, he said, 10 by 10 air space. I guess this is where they put in their equipment for doing switching stuff. They're looking at Swanton, they're looking at Montgomery, and they asked if I could give them contact numbers. I gave them basically what was on the town website. He could have gone there and gotten everything there. But Jeff, I think we should. I was thinking, even the basement of the post office building, we could put a 10-foot thing in there. Anyway, I think it was that we should accommodate them as much as possible, mainly so Wally can get the fiber optics up to his house.
Is that gonna be better than my Starlink?
I don't know.
I hope so.
But that way it'll go past my place.
I got you.
Right. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, this will be good for the community, because we really have crummy internet in general. Okay, that takes care of that. The other thing that has come up is, this is grant season for the U-Matter grants. The Richford Conservation Commission is putting in a grant for a chimney swallow tower. As you know, the big chimney over there came down, and so that was one of the places that chimney swallows could nest. And so we're thinking of putting in a replacement. It won't replace that big thing, but something that would be basically a tower that's 20 inches by 20 inches by 12 feet, about 2.5-foot legs, and that way that would be a replacement. Because now people are capping their chimneys, their fireplace chimneys, and so the nesting places for them is going down, so their population is going down. So we thought that would be something that might be good. The only problem with that's I calculated the torque on that. If say you have a 70-mile-an-hour wind, I've got my numbers here somewhere, but lost them. Anyway, you need a counter torque, so you would need a fairly big concrete base. And I was thinking it would probably be about 4 feet by 10 inches base. Now, the question is where to put it. And that's where I would ask you for your suggestions. I thought of down by Notch where the tower disappeared, and then we could have, you've got this long 12-foot by so sides, perfect for murals. We got local artists. One thing I'd like to see on there is a mural of the old tower that was there. The other possibilities would be, say, Davis Park, off in a corner. I mean, this doesn't but we're open, yeah, we're open for suggestions. But that's sort of what we're thinking.
Okay.
The other grant, and this was where I should talk to Kylie about this, because I talked to Jason and I said, because I was thinking if you'd like to put steps in, and we could go that direction, you know, because the town could get $10,000. But as I understand it, there's no contractors that they
I
want
think
to.
that was the hard part that we, when we first initially started this,
Mhm.
that's where we wanted to start the rec trail, was with the stairway.
Right.
And we were having a really hard time just finding someone that would want to take on that project.
Yeah, so I was thinking, if we can come up with a bid in the next few weeks, you know, I could write a grant for that, on that way. But if not, I would hate to lose $10,000. So I talked to Jason Weatherby, Town Garage, and he has a project through the culvert that I could write a grant for that. So either way, the town hall and it won't take me long to write it, but I should probably do that starting in a couple of weeks.
Because those are due November 1st.
It's due November 1st.
I think at this point, Dan, you should probably pursue that. I don't think we're gonna find
Oh, okay.
somebody to.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Yeah.
But I'll contact Jason again. The last thing, also with the matter, the Upper Missisquoi and Trout River group, last year was the 10th anniversary of getting wild and scenic designation for the rivers. And so we did a sojourn. We canoed and kayaked every mile of it. And we had a professional photographer, filmmaker come along with his, he had what are those things?
Drone?
Drones, yeah. So he's got drone footage as well as underwater footage, due to our capsize. And so we're going to, the Conservation Commission is going to present that. It really shows you the river from beginning, well, Westfield all the way to the dam in Innisburg. And it's really quite an interesting film. It features one of the people that you may have had as a teacher, John Little.
Yeah.
And so that's going to happen 6 p.m., 21st of October at the high school library. So we'll be getting flyers out for that soon. Okay, I think that does it.
I picked a guy up early in the summer. He was from Germany, and he was doing where does that trail start? It starts out in New York. He was starting on the other side of Lake Champlain, and he was going north on it. I was like, that seems like a hard one. He figured he had another month to go to get to the other end of it. You know,
it starts, I've forgotten where it is, in New York, but it's downriver to Lake Champlain, but then it's upriver, and then it's downriver, and there's a lot of portages, but eventually it ends up.
yeah, and up in
Maine.
North, yeah, that's where he was hoping to end up. It was cool. It was cool talking to him and how, like the planning he went in, and you know how he thought he was in shape, but he really wasn't. But he is now.
We're down a lot.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Northwest Regional Planning.
Yes. Copies of here.
This is the memo we sent out in August, and at the end is the maps and the resolution form. So we've been working on our new regional plan, and as part of the new state law that was passed in 2024, Act 181, Our regional future land use map now has some additional functions. So in the past, we've used our regional future land use map to review Act 250 projects and Section 248, which is like energy projects and telecommunication towers. And then when we look at local plans, we look at like generally do they match up, but it's not like a one-to-one land use needs to map up, if that makes sense. With the new law, the regional map gains two new purposes. First, it replaces the existing state designation program. So where before you had to reapply every 8 years for your village center designation, now that area will be automatically granted designation through the regional land use map, and there'll also be a new designation for the neighborhood area. That is, if you look at the map here, the dark maroon color is the proposed new village center, and you can see shaded in black is the current village center, so it's a bit bigger. And then the darker pink color is the planned growth area, which will gain the new neighborhood designation area. Then the other piece, and what I'm mainly here to talk about tonight, so we've met with the planning commission and we've reviewed these maps, taken their feedback as well, is the relation to the Act 250 new tier-based system. So one of the things that Act 181 did was switch from everywhere has the same Act 250 jurisdiction to creating different tiers of jurisdiction. So tier 2, which is basically the same as current Act 250 jurisdiction. There's going to be tier 3, which is more Act 250 jurisdiction. That's being decided by the state. That's not being decided by our maps. But then where the town does have an opportunity related to the maps is that the town can opt into tier 1B jurisdiction for the areas in the purple and pink, the village center and the planned growth area. So that is an exemption for up to 50 units of housing. So your local zoning still applies, but instead of it being 10 units of housing that triggers Act 250, it's 50. So basically, it's bigger housing projects can be built with just local zoning and other state permits as that they need, you know, if they need a wetlands permit or a wastewater permit or whatever. But they don't have to go get that Act 250 permit. It doesn't change, this map doesn't change your local zoning or land use regulations. And all the areas that we've mapped as village center and planned growth area are within like the areas generally planned for growth in your local zoning. As well, Richford, there is also tier 1A exemptions that completely exempt the area from Act 250. That's a separate application process. And if you're interested in that, happy to talk about it. But really what we are doing now is meeting with all the select boards. You have the ultimate authority in deciding whether you want to opt into that tier 1B jurisdiction. You can see on the resolution, the first page of the resolution, there are a number of criteria which we believe the town meets. If you that are required for a town to opt in, that the town has an approved plan and planning process. You do have a current plan, it's expiring in December. I'm currently working with the planning commission on a new one. An approved planning process for your RPC. You have permanent zoning and subdivision bylaws. The area excludes the flood hazard and river corridor except for the areas previously mapped as the village center designation. That you have water supply and wastewater infrastructure or soils that can accommodate development. And that the municipality has staff capacity. So there you can see the checklist of basically self-certification, that you have a zoning administrator, municipal staff, a ZA, as well as access to technical assistance. And we at the RPC are one of those resources. So happy to answer any questions. That's my really brief rundown.
So, tell us the positives and the negatives.
Yes. Positives, I think, are, it's something we definitely encourage communities to do. It reduces one barrier to housing development because it reduces what is often can be really duplicative review process with you're already going through local zoning and then you're also going through Act 250 and it's like the same issue is being addressed. I think that, you know, it's of no cost to the municipality. It's just regulatory relief. I would say the reason that a community wouldn't want to do it is if you felt like your local bylaws weren't strong enough, or you felt like you needed that extra layer of review on housing projects. But we really do encourage it, as an opportunity to, you know, just reduce that one barrier. It's not the only barrier to housing, but it's one barrier.
Okay. Any other questions? Thoughts? Is this something we want to act on today?
I would say, it is
Or just,
Well, when would Act 250 be applicable in Richford?
So currently for like housing, Act 250 is applicable in council zoning and subdivision, so Richford, if you have 10 units of housing or more, 10 lot subdivision, residential subdivision or more, and a commercial project on 10 acres or more of land. And there's a few others, like there's a standard related to like gravel and resource extraction. I don't remember how many cubic yards of fill it is. It's just there's, but generally those are the main ones. So this would change that only in the areas that are marked for village center and planned growth area, where instead of being 10 units of housing, it would be 50. And there is currently temporary exemptions that do that in, like, if you see this red circle area, the legislature put in temporary exemptions through 2027 for that. So it's basically an opportunity to extend those and to map them in a bigger area in the case of Richford. Because your previous village center was much smaller than the actual size of the village.
So if I'm hearing you right, what you're saying is that if the town were to opt in, it provides some measure of regulatory relief from Act 250.
Yes,
The towns that did not opt in would get the benefit or whatever from more stringent enforcement of Act 250. So it could, in effect, Act 250 could protect us. If some big developer came in and wanted to do some, 100-unit subdivision somewhere, they'd have to go through Act 250.
They still would in this example, right?
yeah, because the maximum
It's
is
50.
50.
But still, I get, yeah,
Yes, but
yeah.
Yeah, if someone proposed 49 units, it would, that's the reason you wouldn't do it, is if you felt like you needed that additional layer of Act 250 review, as a town, in the case of a large project. But it doesn't change the local zoning as an opportunity to.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking we may want that extra protection. I mean, that's just what I'm thinking.
maybe we should
Is it-
discuss
I
it.
mean, I don't know.
Is there a timetable on this? And
Yes, ideally, I mean, we're trying to get as many as we can by the end of October. January is roughly when we're gonna be putting together our final, so with our new plan, and for these tier 1B requests, we have to submit them to a new state board called the Land Use Review Board. So we're trying to do that in February, basically, so by January, we kind of have to have a final list. After that, though, you could theoretically apply later on, but it'd be a separate application and it's more work, so January would be ideal.
What are other towns doing?
So far, most towns have either opted in or they're still discussing it. So we haven't met with Enosburg yet. They have a weird situation because it's technically the town select board that has the authority, but the whole area to be exempt is in the village, so they've taken a little longer because they need to talk within themselves. St. Albans City, St. Albans Town have opted in. I believe Swanton has opted in. Fairfax is still discussing it. Fairfield is still discussing it. Berkshire has opted in. Franklin's still discussing it. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I believe Sheldon has opted in. So we've had quite a few towns opt in and a few towns that are still discussing it or haven't had a chance to meet yet.
well, Well, let's table it till, you have something else, you met with the town attorney, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's have that conversation a little later and we can tie it to this.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. And all you need is if we approve it, to sign it and mail it to you?
Yes, yeah, so there's the like check boxes on
Yeah.
the thing and then the sign.
Okay.
I'm happy to stay if you could go more questions later or,
No, I think we just need to, we're meeting with our attorney to
okay,
talk about bylaws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
okay,
we'll follow up, thank
sounds
you.
good. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautification committee?
Yes. It was 2 years ago, we purchased some new Christmas ornaments, and last year we went with you guys and purchased some more. And at this point, there were, I think we have 21 outlets on the streets, and we have 14 new ornaments. So what we would like, if we purchase 4 new ones, could you afford to purchase 3 more this year? Which would be $1,144 for your share, and we'll pay the other $2,000.
Do we have that in the holiday fund?
I need to look at it, right now it's at 2,100. There's a couple other events that'll be happening for Christmas time, but I think between that and maybe even the rec committee, we could probably
Alright.
figure that out.
Sure.
Do we want a motion to go
I'll
ahead?
make a motion to go ahead.
A second?
Because they did look very
They look
nice.
very nice. They do.
I do.
Second?
All
And I
those in-
know you're not at the town clerk update, but I am meeting, or I've had talks with Vermont Electric about extending those outlets that we talked about during budget time last year, so they're, have to work with an electrician, I guess, to give me a hard figure.
Okay,
Nice.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, so you'll work with Kylie to order them?
Okay, thank you.
Town administrator?
Okay, that's quite a bit. First off, 50 Farrar Street was set to close today. I received an email this morning. The buyer had to back out, for reasons I won't say because it was family related.
Oh, that's bad.
So I have a mutual termination contract for us to sign. Again, same as the last instance where the buyer backed out, we get to keep the deposit. She put a deposit down of $2,000, so once this is signed, the house will go back on the market. We did have someone reach out to the office that was interested, so, with your guys' permission, I'll reach back out and let them know that it will be back on the market and they can speak with the realtor if they would like to make an offer. And when I spoke to Timothy today, she said that she had somebody reach out to her as well. So there could be 2 more potential, so we, or,
Just drags the process out.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I mean, you have to
and
do
then
a
it's
30-day
rolling, now we
thing.
have to post it again
Yeah.
and, but,
Okay.
she wanted me to make sure that everyone was still on board with the price that it's set at. I think it's set for $29,500, We wanna-
$29,900.
$29,900, something like that. She just wants to make sure that we wanna keep it at that for now.
What's the board think?
Do you wanna keep it where it is?
I don't have a problem keeping it.
I don't
where
know.
it is.
We don't wanna go back, we can't, I don't think.
We don't
it
wanna
would
go
be-
up.
We don't wanna go up,
Does
so,
anyone-
No, definitely no.
so just keep it where it is
For
for
now,
right
yeah,
now.
we'll feel it
Okay,
out.
so if everyone can sign that, and then I'll get that off to her and we'll, oh, I only have a pencil.
What
We'll
was
get
the
that
last-
off to
What
her.
was the last deposit? Was it 2,000 as well?
No, the last buyers, our potential buyers, was $1,000 deposit. So our realtor fee is, I think, if a sale goes through, it's a flat rate of, it's either 2,000 or 2,500, so there's our realtor fee for those deposits, essentially.
5th or 6th?
6th. While everyone's signing that, so back at the beginning of the year, it was brought to our attention that we had to appoint a point of contact for the ethics commission. and everybody was supposed to be taking training by September. Well, I went out on maternity leave, and it kind of got dropped. I never heard anything from the Ethics Commission. They were supposed to reach out saying that the trainings were available. I looked back in my email and I didn't see anything, so I reached out to them this last week, and you'll be seeing an email from me that requires you guys to take this ethics training, along with, I have a list of, so it's all members of legislative bodies, quasi-judicial bodies, chief administrative officers, mayors, and town and city managers are required to complete the training.
Is that a virtual or online?
It's online and it takes about 45 minutes. So I'm gonna send an email out to you, Rowena, for DRB.
We need to
What
sign.
do we need? Because I have, have you done it?
You only need 2
Okay, I've
signatures.
got 3 of my board already have
Just sign,
completed
maybe
it.
sign
Okay.
next to it. Okay. It doesn't say, I think just if you can send me the certificate of, that you've completed the
I
training.
haven't gotten my.
You haven't
certificate.
gotten yours yet,
I-
okay.
Did they mail it to you?
They said they would email it and I got nothing with it, and I've called them and I got no response.
So I have an email of, for the Ethics Commission, I don't know what, have you tried sending an email?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I received a correspondence from, her name's Peggy Delaney, she's
Okay.
part of the State Ethics Commission. So I can send you the email that I emailed, and she was quick to respond, it was within a
Okay.
couple hours, so just reach out to her, and then once you complete the training, I guess send me the certificate that you've completed it, and
Okay.
I'll keep a folder,
Are they
keep track
doing,
of who's
are they
taking it.
doing any in person? Because I do have one person that's not computer, doesn't have a computer, and
That I'm not sure of. I'd have to look into it.
Okay.
I know there's a website that she gave me to go on
well, when
and
it
look.
said, it talked about it
Mhm.
in the website when I did the training, that they were going to have them, I just didn't
In
know.
person. I haven't seen anything.
Okay.
Would this person be amenable to coming here and doing it here at the town hall?
I don't know.
During business hours, is that a possibility? You guys, if the person has some computer,
So I mean,
needs some computer assistance, you guys could help?
yeah, there's quite a list of people that need to take it. It's pretty much everybody in this building.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, if that, throw that out a possibility too.
okay,
Yeah.
I will.
And the training was supposed to be completed by September 25th or 26th. There's no repercussions for being late on
yeah.
taking the training,
and
but
the
it just
thing-
needs to be completed.
Yeah, the thing is if you get on the computer, it basically talks you through it and changes, it's a video that you're watching basically, and then answers some questions at the end.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's just, I haven't been able to get the proof, that's what I've been.
So you're gonna send that one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to everybody. I just haven't got, I was waiting to hear back and I just hadn't had a chance to send the link out to everybody, but I'll send the link with the training, so complete it when you can.
Okay.
And then just send me the certification and I'll keep track of it. I've been doing some research on town property, collecting deeds, surveys. I've created an Excel sheet with all the town-owned properties, booking pages of deeds. I know there was a few that we talked about putting up for sale. I was able to get the deeds for those, so I do have that information. It's just a matter of taking it to the next step. I was kinda hoping 50 for our street would be settled before we start the process of another one, but that's not looking too promising just yet. So I have been doing that. I have been doing some more research on the metered parking. I don't know. It's gonna come down to revamping our parking ordinance because it has to be an ordinance. And I still need to do some more research before I really give more information, just if it's even gonna be feasible and enforcing it and so on.
Okay.
I'm working on a grant for the EMS. It's a firehouse subs grant for them to receive a Lucas device, which does, maybe you can touch more on it. It's to do
Basically does
chest
the
compressions.
for CPR.
Mhm.
It frees up people because you don't have to, you're supposed to alternate every 2 minutes,
Mhm.
so.
So it could be really beneficial to the EMS, and now I applied for it last year, but the closest firehouse subs was like over 200 miles, so you might not get the grant. Now
There's
we have
one
one
in
in
St.
St. Albans, so we may have a better opportunity to receive that grant, and it's a no-match grant. And the
Nice.
Lucas device is, I think Joey got me a quote and it was like 21,000,
Yeah,
so
that's right
if we can get it, they'll cover it and it'll be essential for the ambulance.
Perfect.
And then I have, so we had issues with the Willow Street property, our Willow Street property, with the neighboring house putting their junk on our property. So I have another letter that Karen drafted based off of the one that we sent previously. So I just need Wally to send,
And is it going to
sign that.
both the tenant and the landlord?
yes.
Okay.
Yep, and so this will be posted until November 3rd, and then we'll have the authority per state statute to remove the stuff if they do
If it's
not.
on, it's on our
If
property.
it's, because it's on our property, so if you can, I'm gonna just, pass them down to Wally. Karen gave me pictures of what's down there, I don't know if you guys wanna pass it through and see, but, so we can get that taken care of. And then, the deadline for the town truck that was for sale, the bids were due by October 3rd. I did receive one bid for the truck. Obviously, I haven't opened it yet. I have it here. So. Once we're done that, if you want me to open it, I'll open it and. You good, Wally?
So, two are going to them and one's going to the state police?
Yes.
Okay.
I opened the
Okay.
sealed. I opened the sealed bid.
Okay.
So, I guess I just read it, right?
Yep.
This is a formal bid from Pleasant Valley Farms of Berkshire LLC for the 2002 International Truck with Plow. Our bid is $15,400.
And we put a reserve on that?
We put a reserve of 15,000. And this is the only one I've received, and I put it out quite a while ago.
Yeah, probably the beginning of September.
Beginning
or-
of September.
I would make a motion to accept the bid.
And a second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Right?
And I'm also reviewing, we have some leased town property. They were up in April, so we need to review those at some point and decide whether or not you're gonna renew the leases or not, and if we are, get notice out to the people who are.
And those aren't transferable, right? So, I mean, I know we talked about,
Like if
the-
the person who's leasing it sells their property, no, it's with the actual person who,
That lives at
That-
the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we
Doesn't
could put
transfer.
something in there that says they're non-transferable,
yeah, okay.
just as
Let's-
a,
That might not be a bad idea going forward.
okay.
Is that all you have? Or do you have more?
Nope, that's all I have
Okay.
for now.
For highway, paving is supposed to be this week, or at least that was our last understanding. They're paving from the Catholic Church, hopefully, all the way to Stewart's.
Oh, you skipped Kylie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kylie.
Second time in a row.
I just
Well,
realized
you
that.
didn't used to exist on here. I should be new.
Listen, I've been here all summer.
Wait, Marissa wasn't.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry, Kylie.
Town clerk update, just kind of working on a few things. I already spoke about, working with Vermont Electric to get a quote on the outlets we wanted installed on the poles. The playground building has been winterized. I'm still working with the insurance company on the break-in of the water plant for the tools that were stolen. They just need other information. We also had an accident with, somebody hit a set of our guardrails, so I filed a claim for that. So if there's any question, it was on River Street towards North Branch Road, so it's in the works. We've been talking about this, but Jason had a rep selling safety spade signs and equipment come and give us a nice pamphlet with the book and the costs of being able to order some of this stuff, like the electronic ones. So we're gonna look into that and maybe see if there's any grants for that stuff. Other than that, I have a new contract from the school to discuss,
Okay.
and that's it.
Alrighty. Paving.
Now you can give your update.
We'll be done. I'm assuming this week, but if not, but definitely in the next week or so, was what we were told. We approved and we have picked up a new town pickup to replace our 2014 truck. So that was last week. We'll talk about in personnel potential hires, and in this session I'd like to talk about pay. I think Kylie and I and Jason have interviewed 5 total, and it's evident that our pay is not where it needs to be. At least 3 of the people were 28 or ish or more. I don't know. It was at least 3, possibly 4. And so I would like to propose one, moving our base. Our base is what, 23, 25-ish. Moving that to 25, and everybody else, and everybody else on the current, moving them up $1.75. My thought is with the certification thing that we approved a couple years ago, that would give people the opportunity, new hires the opportunity within a short period of time to be up to 26.5. That the grade, 75 cents for the grader, 75 cents for learning, being competent in running the excavator. And I think that will put us close to competitive. We also talked about maybe, I don't know, we talked about grandfathering our existing employees with the health insurance, but going forward, capping the health insurance to a 2-person plan max, not going to the family plan. And the other thing we had talked about was if folks, right now we currently offer $4,000. If somebody doesn't take our insurance, maybe moving that up to $10,000, which would still save us money over a single plan. And so, we talked about that, Alan and I, we came up short on a meeting last week for a quorum. So that was our general thoughts. I don't know what the rest of the board thinks or feels about that.
Everything keeps going up as cost of living's gone up, everything's gone up, payroll. You gotta move with it, if not, we're not gonna be able to get the people that we need.
Yeah, part of me, like Alan and I discussed, we offer a very good benefits package. But I don't feel that people see that. They see what shows up in their paycheck.
Exactly.
So that's the challenge. So I think one of our town employees mentioned, his son told him, you can't eat benefits.
No.
So those are what we had talked about. I don't know how, The other thing I wanted to add in is we're gonna grandfather our employees, but as soon as, if they come off to take the $10,000, they can't go back to a family plan. The grandfathering ends if they come out of it.
Could I make a suggestion? Our company had the same problem with the insurance, and what they went to several years ago was they did a tier that we had everything paid for, and then they said, no, we can't do that anymore. And they had the lower paid people paid maybe like 3%, and then you had another, the middle cent did 6%, and the other one did 9%. So there wasn't a whole lot, but the more you made, the higher you paid in to have for your insurance, but they offered the family and the whole 9 yards.
I mean,
But I
you
don't
you
know
would
if that
still
would help.
offer the family if they wanted to elect to take the family, but what Wally is saying is the town would only be willing to pay the sum of a two-person plan.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure, I don't know who your employer is, but we are such a small, we don't get great rates, and I don't think we'd get that. I don't know if we could, how flexible the options we could get. I mean, Kylie, you of course could speak to that.
I know.
But I mean, we're
And,
really
you know,
only
it's the
insuring
time
it.
of year where open enrollment is around the corner. It's the time of year to start talking to see if there are different options. I know in the past we've looked at it and the cost benefit to the town hasn't, it's not been enough. We have less than 10, full-time employees, so that's what makes it hard. We can't do what the larger
Yeah,
companies.
the competitive rates are not, we can't drive a good rate. So those were the thoughts that we had discussed. I'm not sure how everybody feels going forward. Kylie has researched it. We have enough money to to do it through in our budget through the rest of this year, and to roll it into next year's budget would be for up to it'd be in our budget for voting next year.
I would say we would need to. I'd make motion to.
I mean, any discussion?
I don't know, it's hard.
It's not. Yeah, it's not ideal. But I mean, but we also have to attract quality candidates.
Exactly.
So can you write out what we've discussed? So we're going to move the base
Move the base
to
to
25.
Mhm.
Every existing employee moves up that same dollar amount. We're going to,
So the current employees their pay will go up 175.
well, I mean,
Whatever the difference is.
yeah,
Whatever the difference
it's for some reason 2331 rings a bell or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's in that range. But just going to a straight $25,
Okay.
and everybody will move up that same dollar
All
amount.
current employees will move up to 25, is what you're saying.
No, they'll move. Their pay will move $1 something.
Okay.
So, because some of them are in
The
the
difference. Yeah.
are in a 24 range because of their certifications and stuff. Then we're gonna we're gonna grandfather all employees with their current insurance plan.
You're making this all one motion, or do you want to do
Yep.
separate ones?
Do we want?
Separate.
I think
Separate?
it should be separate. It'll be
Okay.
less
And I think
confusing.
if we are to grandfather the health insurance, it has to be specific, like anyone hired after this date.
After tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so do the
Okay,
let's
so
let's
the
make the
base
first
is-
motion. The base, moving the base.
moving the base and all current employees to.
Yeah, base to 25, and all employees move up that same dollar amount. That same dollar range. I don't know however you want to word it. You know what I'm saying? Move up the dollars. Let's just say it's $1.75. You guys help me out how we want to word that. You don't know the exact amount, Kylie?
No.
It's 23 something. Yeah, so it's roughly $1.75. Let's just say everybody moves up. Moves up this the dollar amount difference.
Right. The same range.
From the,
Yeah,
from the base rate.
Yeah.
To 25.
Yes.
However we want to word it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Who motioned? Sherry, and who seconded?
Andy.
We never did that. Okay, Andy.
Did I make that up?
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
Start
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
There we go.
I thought you did too.
Then
So the second motion is
To-
to grandfather current employees
in their current insurance plans. And any new hires after 10/6, the town will pay up to a 2-person plan.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, who's making the motion?
I'll make the motion, Sherry can second.
There we go.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then the third one is to move the opt-out from $4,000 to $10,000. Spread across the years, not a lump sum.
No, it is not a lump sum.
So make that clear in there.
Spread out throughout.
If they opt not to take our insurance, but they have to provide proof of insurance.
That has to be in there too, yeah.
It's a rule.
Yeah, it's a state rule.
Yeah.
And should any existing employees elect to take the opt-out option, they no longer, they lose their grandfathering. And they're only eligible.
They would be only eligible
Up
for
to the 2-person.
2%.
I would say make changes to their current plan in any fashion, right? Like if they elected to come off and go on a spouse without, I mean, even not getting the opt-out or just change.
Yeah, okay, make any changes after this, yes. Okay, that's better, simpler.
So make any changes.
After 10/6, will be subject to the 2-person plan at most.
Okay, motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anything else we're forgetting on that topic?
Yeah, I believe so.
I have a couple ideas when it comes to budget time, like minor things that can, sometimes it's the little things that can make a job appealing.
Yes.
So I have a couple ideas to throw out, but those can wait till the new budget season. Very, very little cost, if any, to one of them, and I think it would be make the job appealing, a little more appealing. I think that is it for me. Water and buildings, sorry.
The roof at the library has been started, it's framed in. They're going to be hopefully finishing that up this coming week, or this week. And then they'll be moving on to the emergency building for the roof down there. That's the next job lined up. We received one quote for the pillars, waiting on 2 others. We have some names of other people too, so we really should always have 3 quotes. So if we can have an opportunity to get more, we're gonna try to get more. So, it's gonna be out for a little longer. The 20th and the 21st, the post office doors in the front will be being put in this month. So that's a 1 to 2 day project. It said 3 people, 10 hours to do the project, so.
Did you say you finished painting? It looks great over there.
Yeah, it
The
does.
library, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the library looks good. The painting's been done. It looks great. That's all I got.
I have one thing to add to buildings. We've hired a new janitor, Jeremy Paquette. Just to go on record, Sherry had no hand. She abstained from the hiring process. Kylie and Alan did the interviewing. They interviewed 3 people, and Mr. Paquette was the clear choice. So just want that on record that Sherry had no hand in the process.
And he'll also be directed by Kylie.
He'll be directed by Kylie as well.
He'll report to Kylie.
Yeah, he'll report to Kylie.
For anything custodial related.
Yes.
When you're talking about buildings, just so that you know, 2 weeks before the farmer's market ended, we had a tent stolen out of the both historical society when we had this, store the stuff in the bottom. And I don't know how they got it out, because I unlocked the door in the morning, it was locked, but the tent was gone.
I have no idea. Did they take the, are you talking down in the basement
In the
area?
basement, yeah, it was still, the padlock was on, just like it had been all summer,
I
but
bet you they pulled off the sideboard,
I don't know how they got
padlocks
in,
hooked to
but
both of
somehow they
those,
got in.
and then they just nailed the sideboard back on. As chances are, that's what they're doing.
It was one
Because
tent
that's when I looked before, the padlock goes across from the door frame to the door.
Yeah,
They probably pulled off that door frame board because it's not very secure, and then they just nailed it back up, so nobody can see that they're getting in and out.
well, I just wanted you folks
Thank
to
you,
know that
yeah.
somebody had got in there.
Unbelievable.
Water and sewer?
I don't have anything else, do
Just that we finished the budget for next year. Probably looking at a small increase and probably the sewer. That's it. I got just one thing, other thing for water and sewer, but for executive session, but
How is our water situation holding up?
good.
I just wondered, like, that brook must be pretty low, and how does that work? Are you obligated to let so much go by? Do you know?
I don't know, but Jeremy says we have water,
It's still pooling, so.
yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you had to let so much go over the dam.
I mean, the brook is lower than, he said, than normal, but he said still got plenty.
Okay, cool.
And we're supposed to get rain.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Other business?
Parks and playgrounds.
Crap, sorry, I'm skipping around.
You're skipping everybody tonight.
Yep. That's not in the right space. You got anything? No. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
Other business?
Just want to revisit with the police, if there's any updates on that, and if there's any chance that the board could meet as a public meeting with the state police and maybe pick their brains, if nothing else, on things that can be done, and maybe can be done, well, like the cameras is part of it, the things that don't take manpower, that
Yep.
could assist the town.
Speaking of that, so, that reminded me, did we, look into more speed bumps? I thought that-
Oh, ordering them?
Yeah,
I have not yet, no. But I can, I'll get with Jason and see what
it's a little late in the season, but if we have.
lengths,
if we
whatever
have-
if we have,
Yeah, if we have-
if we have
yeah.
for the springtime,
If we
yeah,
have them in the
that's,
budget, it should be.
that's an easy order to go on to, we order them off Econo Signs, I believe, is where we ordered them last time, so I'll just get lengths and however many sets and we need.
No update on the policing, but I don't think that that's a bad idea to try to set something up with the state police to have them. Cause you said we have a representative
Yeah,
now.
I can contact that Adam Martin
And
and try
see
to
if-
set up a public meeting.
He's been super responsive to the issues that I've sent him. He came into the office to introduce himself and said that they're trying to tackle, each town and district a little differently. So he's overseeing Richford, so
So-
if there's any
Yes.
issues,
Yeah.
he can filter the information.
So,
And we had Alan and I went to a REACT meeting and that was one of their concerns is policing as well, especially the park and ride. They're very concerned with the activity at the park and ride and nothing being done about it. It sounds like it's a really big issue, so. So I guess a public meeting with the state police would not be a bad idea,
Is there a camera over there?
no.
Are we able to put a camera over there?
So we talked about that, and the only thing hindering that was the electrical.
Oh.
And so having the power where the camera needs to sit, it needs to sit like beyond the parking lot, closer where the dirt is, facing the EMS building, because that's where the
The
box
tower,
is to
yeah.
receive the.
could we contact a property owner on the other side of the street and have them and mount it on their building?
Well, I think the issue is it needs to send a signal to the EMS building.
For
Yeah,
us to be able to
communicate
monitor the
with the
camera.
rest of them, cause that's where
but
the.
I was.
Well, I thought we talked about that and, you know, possibility of, taking some trees, you know, that are on the river, they're just junk trees anyway.
Yeah, it's just where the position of the camera needs to be in order to get that line of sight, that's
Yeah.
all.
We were
Okay.
waiting for the parking ride to be paved and done at that point as well.
Well, yeah, and it would
And if-
consist of digging a line, running conduit to the pole.
Is there another option, solar or anything like that, would support?
We
Something
can look
that-
into it.
It's a question to ask, because
Yeah.
I know that, home cameras have it.
We can
Yeah.
look into it.
Yeah, if you would, please. And if you could set something up, you know, try to set something up.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and try to set something up.
Perfect.
Anything else? John, do you have anything?
No, just that, talk about cameras, I don't know if it would've been caught on the cameras that are on the old A&P building, but I think it was Wednesday, I emptied those 2 window boxes on the bridge. Well, the next day, somebody had taken the liners out and I assumed threw them in the river because there was dirt up on the bridge, so.
People are petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Weatherby?
Yes, I have a few things tonight.
Okay.
First of all, is there anything that can be done about that dog barking on Noyce Street?
Actually, Tracy Ovitt reached out to me last week, and I have sent him a letter with a copy of the ordinance, and he is notified that if it continues to happen, he may be subject to a fine. So hopefully that'll take it somewheres. That's the first step, is sending him a letter, so that has been sent out. I can't promise you that that's gonna work, but he has been notified that his barking dog is going against the animal
Terrible.
ordinance, so.
I live right
Okay.
next to it, and I'm fine with it. I've never complained once, and I live right next door, so it's like, it's a.
Next one, Robert?
Yeah, I need some sort of confirmation here. I was a little bit mixed up. This is for you, Wally. On September 3rd, you said you viewed the ladder truck fully extended. Then on September 15th, you said that you saw it extended 40 or 50 feet with firemen onto it. Did you see it twice, or were you just watching it once?
Just once.
What was that?
Just once.
Oh, you saw it extended fully and 40 and 50 feet down.
Yeah. It was in
Oh,
the,
okay.
they were in the grocery store parking lot, and they were, I mean, I'm estimating
No,
the.
no, it's okay. I was just wondering, because you said two things different,
Okay,
you know?
yep,
Instead of saying, I saw it fully extended and I saw it 40 and 50 feet, You just mentioned it twice.
okay.
Okay, and also people have been reviewing the videotape of the town select board meetings. One person contacted me, was asking about the transparency and equality on the select board. They said that both are basis for the Declaration of Inclusion. I had to research this to make sure they were right, and they were right. Transparency and equality are both in the inclusion. They figured that the town select board should follow that.
Do you have do you have a specific thing in mind, Robert, that you're speaking to?
Look it up.
Is it the statement of inclusion that they adopted a few years ago?
Yes, I know the document he's talking about,
Okay.
but I'm wondering if they have a specific example where they're pointing to.
Or the time you give me and the time you give other people.
Okay, I'll speak to this, Robert.
You look it up.
No, Robert, I'm gonna
Because
speak, I'm gonna speak to the issue. Since I've been on the board, You have had lots of concerns. You clearly have an axe to grind with the fire department, nitpicking. We've talked to our town attorney. We are obligated to listen. We are not obligated to respond to all your concerns. So if there is some element of not giving you equal transparency, it's because we don't have to respond. I mean, I'll give a fine example to the community of the nitpickiness we deal with. A couple weeks ago, Alan and I got an email from you with a photo, aerial drone photo of the ambulance parking lot. And I'm assuming you were concerned about how it was parked. I didn't see a concern with anything, did you, Alan?
Nope.
The ambulance doors weren't blocked. I mean, I was like, maybe he's mad that one of the cars is crooked in there. But that's the type of stuff we deal with, and it's clear you have an axe to grind, and we're not indulging it anymore. So that's why if you're limited on time in these meetings, it is for that reason.
When's the last time I mentioned anything about the fire department?
Right now.
Right now, and beginning of September, you sent the drone footage with a concern about it. So that's what we're talking about.
It wasn't a concern, it was just a question.
Well, it's the same type of thing, Robert.
I just wonder if you would allow it or what?
And
That's all.
questions asked and answered. Do you have anything else?
Yep. And a congressman said, if you take away the rights of the American people will have no rights. Okay, thank you, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Executive for contracts and discussing potential hires. We will probably have some stuff to come out. Thank you, everybody.